Now we have to talk about Tupac, which I wasn't committed to, but then I watched the doc. So
Didn't know you were getting that.
you have a lot of people saying stuff in there that makes it sound like maybe he was responsible for that murder, which has never been proven. That's a very serious
But
thing.
you have Keefe D and over in Vegas now, getting ready to go on trial for that case. Saying,
I told you can't trust these niggas. Now Puffy done killed Tupac, man.
My guys with me, Thug Life guys, and we heard what he had to say. He basically said he ain't have nothing to do with my brother's murder.
We don't talk about things that are nonsense.
You think he was lying?
Quite possibly, and it's kind of looking that way. Here we are 27, 28 years later. The theory involving him is quite high on the list. Our family, we still suffer. He was all wrapped up, but he was still
So do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue.
And in my mind, sometimes when I'm drunk or I'm just laying down, I'll be thinking like, damn, is this true? Will I fail? Am I supposed to fail? I mean, should I just stop trying and give up? But then I'll be like, nah, hold on. That's exactly what they waiting for me to do, is to just say, this is too much, I can't take it and give up. So now it's a fun little game that I cry at sometimes, I laugh at sometimes, I smile, I have good times and bad times, but it's a game. It's this game of life. Do I win or do
When 50 Cent publicly revisited Tupac Shakur's death, a long, silent conversation across hip-hop was reignited. He didn't make accusations, but his words echoed what the streets had whispered for decades, questions that were never truly answered. Known for moving carefully, 50 Cent choosing to speak now mattered because of the moment. In a culture where silence often equals survival, what does it say when a veteran finally
Quite
breaks it?
possibly, and it's kind of looking that way. Here we are 27, 28 years later. The theory involving him is quite high on the list. Our family, we still suffer. He was all wrapped up, but he was still shaking the bed. He really wanted to tell me something. I'm assuming it was something that had to do with the hit.
I get the feeling quite strongly that you don't believe Diddy. I don't think you believe a word of it.
It seems like he got a whole bunch of power, like absolute power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
What's your message, Sean Combs? Tupac Shakur was American hip-hop's brightest light until he was shot 4 times in a drive-by attack in 1996. His death shocked the world, and Tupac's legend has only grown since his murder, along with the fever speculation about who planned it, who ordered it, and who did it. For 27 years, it was one of America's highest-profile unsolved crimes, until finally, a year ago, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was charged. He bragged about being inside the Cadillac from which the fatal shots were fired, albeit not by him, and awaits trial as the last surviving suspect. But there are many unanswered questions and a tangled web of claims embroidering notorious figures and an infamous East Coast-West Coast gang rivalry. Many people speculate that this web entangled P. Diddy. Sean Combs is, of course, facing trial on a battery of charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering. With his alleged crimes under the spotlight, members of Tupac's family have this week hired an investigator to examine the links between Diddy and the murder. And joining me now is Tupac Shakur's brother, Mopreme. Well, Mopreme, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I don't know what time it is there.
It's like early evening in the UK. Are you in LA?
Currently.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of my people across the pond.
Well, it's great to have you here on Uncensored. Be very keen to talk to you because obviously a lot has happened to P. Diddy in recent weeks. He's now languishing in prison. Let me start first of all, your reaction to what's happened to him.
The Netflix documentary presents Tupac Shakur not as a legend frozen in time, but as a man living inside chaos, loyalty, and betrayal. It retraces his rise, his fearlessness, and the loneliness that came with power. By restoring context instead of feeding conspiracy, the series forces viewers to see how influence and paranoia shaped an entire era.
my favorite thing about 50 Cent's Netflix Diddy documentary is how he built a timeline off of this information. And one of my favorite parts of this documentary is them really getting into the timeline of events when it comes to Tupac and Biggie. And it really gives us a lot of perspective from people that were close to the situation, and a lot of people allege in this documentary that they believe that Diddy was very jealous of Tupac. And they pretty much go through everything from the quad incident and Tupac believing that Puffy was behind it, like he said in the Vibe interview, and they lay out this whole timeline of the downfall happening perfectly, in my opinion. We are even hearing from Greg Kading, the detective that worked on Tupac and Biggie's case in this documentary. He is the investigator that did that proffer agreement with Keefe D way back in 2008, where Keefe D alleged that Diddy tried to offer him $1 million to take out Tupac and Suge Knight. And Tupac's trial with Keefe D is coming up very soon in early 2026, and we know that Diddy's name has been dropped at least 200 times during these proceedings already. So this is one case that I am definitely waiting for and I am going to cover. In Keefe D's 2008 proffer agreement, he alleged that Diddy's friend Zip Martin is the one that gave him the weapon that was used to take out Tupac. And Keefe D told the investigator Greg Kading that Zip Martin had a special compartment to keep this weapon in his car that he drove to Las Vegas. And in this documentary, we have Greg Kading confirming that Zip Martin did drive the same type of vehicle that Keefe D alleged to Las Vegas this night. And then during this documentary, we heard from the former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burroughs, who alleged during this time, Diddy had him hiring a whole bunch of people and getting cars to drive to Las Vegas. And he is now very curious into why Diddy wanted to do this. And he said, in his opinion, he now believes that Diddy was...
So there was the rumor that after Pac got killed, Puffy gave Zip $1 million that was supposed to be handed over, and Zip ended up keeping it. And I remember when I interviewed TK Kirkland, who was actually roommates with Zip at one point. They were that close. He actually said, yeah.
The feds said that too.
He said that shit actually happened. Well, the story that has circulated was that after Tupac got killed, Puffy allegedly gave the money.
I heard
to Zip.
Yes.
And Zip was supposed to give the money to Keefe and them.
Yes.
But he never gave the money to him.
But thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puffy will be in prison now, money for hire, a murder for hire. So thank God. It's just a true story. I'm not saying yes or no, but if he would have gave him...
Without making direct claims, the documentary explains why Sean Combs continues to appear in public conversations. Journalists and former associates point out that it was his proximity to key moments, not evidence, that kept his name circulating for nearly 30 years. By refusing to oversimplify, the film lets the unanswered questions speak for themselves.
It'd have been a murder for hire and Puffy would be locked up. The FBI said he's a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, and he even said that, like, in retrospect, that was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to Puffy. By Zip stealing the money, now Puffy isn't connected to that shit. Or else it would have been like a murder for hire or something, you know what I'm saying?
The FBI said Zip.
So the FBI told you
he was a dirty motherfucker, yeah.
So the FBI told you that Zip kept that money as well?
They said Zip's a dirty motherfucker. Everybody crossed you. You're the last one to know every fucking thing. Even lawyers, your friends, everybody can cross your ass. You just don't know. Even the dudes you was riding in the car with every day, like a low jack. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, Zip had a history of ripping people off.
Yeah, he never ripped me off.
Well,
otherwise he wouldn't have.
Did he technically do? I mean, if he kept the money that supposedly.
True.
So actually, he ripped you off for $1 million.
Yeah. If that's what happened, yeah. They sure said it. The FBI said that. The people down, U.S. attorneys, all that, they said that. Zip's a piece. They said he's a piece of shit. But I didn't ever know that he got no money. But they said he got it.
Yeah.
Well, Gene Deal said he got it too.
Oh,
Kirkland,
really?
everybody.
Those close to the situation describe the East Coast, West Coast rivalry as more than music. It was about identity, money, and survival. Tupac's independence challenged existing power structures, while industry alliances hardened into personal divisions. The documentary frames these tensions as pressure, not judgment.
Out of his room like that. And that's for real, for real. You understand? I'll be like, yo, when I had to, because most of the time, I would walk some of them to the door, walk them to get their cabs or whatever like that. Or, take them down so they can get their cabs and everything like that. Now you be like, I'd be laughing. I just kept a smile on my face when it came to that shit. Because I know for a fact, because he said it himself. He said, I don't know how to talk to women. I don't know how to talk to girls. You understand? I said, you don't have to know how to talk to nobody. You're a millionaire. You got it. So he was jealous of Pac because Pac ain't had to do that. Pac had that aura, you know what I'm saying? And he probably knew how to communicate with women. And most women who he talked to that said stuff, said about him. You understand? Like, and we talk about the whole incident of the Quad Studio shit. Like in the documentary, they was talking about that, right? You know what I'm saying? They talked about the Quad Studio shit. But they didn't mention the fact, and they left it out, that Big and Cease did not know that Puff and Andre Harrell was in Jimmy Henchman's office the day Pac got killed. I mean, the day Pac got shot at Quad Studio. Let me repeat that again so it don't get mixed up in the whole thing. They did not mention that Andre Harrell and Puff Daddy and Jimmy Henchman were all in the office together. Puff was on the office because he was trying to spy on Big and them, because Big was writing the Junior Mafia stuff and Puff had his publishing. I told this to a couple of people before, I said it before, and you got people that's running with it like they knew the story in the whole 9 yards. You understand? They'll lie and you ask them, how do you know that? Who told you? They couldn't even tell you that. They'll tell you some lie, they did some kind of investigation, but it didn't happen like that. You understand? Puff was there to spy on Big because he had owned Big Publishing. And Big had turned around, and the same people who helped Puff get Big Publishing told Big.
Tupac's family speaks with fatigue, not certainty. Decades later, they are still waiting for a process they can trust, questioning why certain names are discussed publicly but never addressed formally. Their frustration highlights a painful reality. Unresolved cases don't disappear. They grow heavier with time.
It's serious like that when I don't come to Puff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Every time I told Puff something was about to happen, it happened. You understand? We had a party with ODB now. And at Luke's Club, yo, Puff, they about to start shooting up in this joint. How you know, Gene? Bruh, I know.
In your opinion, man, do you think Biggie would still be alive if Puffy would have listened to you?
I think, in my opinion, Big wouldn't have got killed that night. To say if he was still being alive, I don't know that. I don't have a time clock on somebody's life. And we know, nobody knows. God, you know, death comes like a thief in the night, man. We don't know what's going on and when it's gonna happen. But I truly believe that if Big would have stayed to his guns and not F with Puff like he was doing at first, not coming to none of the parties we was at. Did you hear what Lil C said? We wasn't even messing with Puff. We was doing our own thing. If they would have stayed with doing their own thing, maybe be still alive. Cause Big was a big star. Show me one picture out in LA, since they was going to all kind of clubs and all kind of spots and all kind of restaurants, that somebody got him with him. Did somebody got those pictures with him? Have you seen any? Only place you seen them was at Sway, the radio stations, right? The video shoot. Where all the other places with all the other pictures? At one time in the mall. But they was out there 2 months, going to all the stations and everything. See, I think that what we're looking at is this, is that two men with two great egos that got all the money in the world. Now see, Suge had the blueprint.
The film revisits the night of Tupac's shooting in Las Vegas with restraint, carefully laying out timelines, witness accounts, and contradictions without pushing a conclusion. It shows why investigators keep returning to the same unanswered trails and why clarity remains out of reach.
Puff wanted that part too. He auditioned for that part too. You understand? People may not tell y'all that, but he auditioned for that part too. So, you know, he wanted, and then you gotta see, like, you could just go tell that the drugs had his mind so messed up, whereas that he started thinking he was Tupac. For instance, did you see that Grammy speech he did?
I mean, I've seen quite a few speeches from Diddy. I don't remember.
Hey, listen to the verbiage in there. He's saying the same stuff Pac was saying.
Oh, wow.
The same,
Okay.
the same. If you people go back, he's saying the same stuff with Pac. Why? Why? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He did have a, he disliked Pac, but he also loved him in certain things. It's a strange, weird, it's a strange, weird, I guess, relationship that they had, bro.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. Cause I even interviewed Reggie, and like, Suge and Diddy were cool too. Even when their beef was going on, I heard they were still communicating and like not, I don't know, man. It was like this weird dynamic that they had.
Y'all thought it was an East Coast, West Coast war. One day we was in behind a house of blues. You hear me? We was driving through there. We had a reporter in the car. He was either from Billboard or he was from, what's that other big magazine? Rolling Stone. It may have been Rolling Stone. He's in the car with me. Riz is on the driver's side. Riz is on the passenger side in the back. The reporter's in the middle. I'm on the driver's side in the back. You had Kenny driving, Puff is in the front. We see Suge and Tupac, right? Pac is in a white Rolls Royce convertible. Suge is in a red Rolls Royce convertible. It's about a House of Blues. Behind the House of Blues is about.
Later confessions and interviews added more layers, but not resolution. Some stories conflicted with earlier statements. Others introduced new motives without solid confirmation.
Like the Twilight Zone, because it's like some evil, unstoppable shit that it just won't let me go. It's just got his hands on me and it just want to see me fail. And in my mind, sometimes when I'm drunk or I'm just laying down, I'll be thinking like, damn, is this true? Will I fail? Am I supposed to fail? I mean, should I just stop trying and give up? But then I'll be like, nah, hold on. That's exactly what they waiting for me to do. Is to just say, this is too much, I can't take it and give up. So now it's a fun little game that I cry at sometimes, I laugh at sometimes, I smile, I have good times and bad times, but it's a game. It's this game of life. Do I win or do I lose? I know one day they're gonna shut the game down, but I have to have as much fun and get around the board as many times as I can before it's my turn to leave.
That's for real.
And that's it.
That's for real. We chilling with Tupac right now. We're gonna come back with some more Tupac. We just lounging in this trailer. Me and that, at the set. All right, we'll be right back. Oh. All right. All right, man.
Yep.
It's funny, man, when I be looking at because I like to study. I like to watch how brothers evolve, in the shit, because you know how this business is, man. Everything is pretentious. It's just like, everybody get that one opportunity, and it's who maintains it and then making it to another opportunity that lasts. I look at the shit you've been through, dude. I sit and think about
It's been career-ending shit.
Yeah.
Shit that the next nigga, I mean, I done had problems with the IRS, the police, the
Yeah.
Fed, government, raid. I mean, everything that they end your career. That's how you know somebody trying to end my
trying to
career.
get you.
You know
They
these are
try-
not coincidences.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've been on probation for shit the niggas get turned loose on. You know what I mean? I went to jail for that year, not for rape, but for touching her ass. Sexually, they couldn't even get me on shit, but touching her ass.
And they put you in jail for and I'm sitting there
And
thinking.
you know, if I go to any club, every bitch in there is grabbing me and touching me. And I went to jail for doing the same thing. And I didn't even do that. I mean, I'm saying in a mix of sex, you gonna touch her. You know what I mean? This was me and her personally. But they took that, and that's
and they blew it out of proportion. And then, you know what fucked it up is how, like, the media and shit, I mean, you look in the papers, they paint you so bad. You know what I'm saying? But the motherfuckers, they know.
Stop fucking.
Not only they know, go.
Instead of chasing shock value, the documentary places these moments into a larger pattern, one where stories multiply instead of align. As versions stack up, certainty becomes harder to grasp.
If you were Kirk Burrows, right? He told me a story about how when Tupac was in prison, he sent a letter to Bad Boy, letting them know when he get out, it was beef. Did you know about that?
I knew about the letter, but I didn't know about the content of it. You understand? See, you gotta realize, Pac had people like Jada Pickett, Jasmine Guy, and it was somebody else. They was going around trying to collect money to get Pac out of jail. Nobody from Bad Boy gave up a dime. Nobody from Big Camp gave up a dime. But Big told me himself, he said, man, I was broke, I ain't had no money. I'm like, yo, nigga, nobody tell you to do a show or something? You get the door? He didn't think about it. He didn't have any guidance on that.
So what got back to you when it came to the letter, even though you didn't know what the letter was about? But at that time when Tupac sent the letter to Bad Boy, what word got back to you about the letter, or did Puffy and Kirk Burrows keep it under wraps? Just take me back, man, to real time when it came to that.
At the time, brother, let me just say, the work that I did, my computer, all I have to do is know a person's DIN number at the time. You see the letters go out? Do you understand that? You don't see the content, you see the letters. You see the letters that come in. You see the visitors, the people who call, and the calling log. I had privilege to that information.
One of the most haunting sections focuses on Tupac's final hours. Attempts to communicate cut short by medical tubes. Family members recall the unbearable weight of decisions made without clear answers.
Now, when I heard about the letter, I went to look at the log. Because anything that goes out, they keep a record of it. Anything that comes in, they keep a record of it. You can't see the content of it, but you know that it happened. So I knew it to be true when it came out.
As of late, Puffy, he been showing Tupac love on social media, man. Have you seen it? What you think about it?
Phony and bologna on a pickle sandwich. You want me to say it again? Huh? It's phonier than bologna on a pickle sandwich. Yes, he did idolize Tupac. We all knew that. We knew that about some of the speeches he said. He said the same shit that came out of Pac's mouth. But he didn't like him. If you ain't like that nigga in his life, how you gonna love him in his death? Oh, you glad to see the nigga dead now. All right, okay.
That's a very strong word to use, man. So you feel like Puffy, he idolized Tupac, and you really believe that?
Yeah, he idolized that dude. You gonna go and make it your business, I don't know, to sleep with every chick that he slept with? Or maybe the chicks was just making the round. I don't know. But he made it his business to sleep with every chick that Pac was sleeping with. Pac was the first one that came out with that yellow and black Versace shirt. What Puff go do? I want that same shirt right there.
So you feel like Puffy getting with some of the same females that Tupac got with, like Sally Richardson and Sarah Chapman. You think he only got with them because Tupac had them. That's the only reason why he got with them.
It probably was inspired because they was fine, but it put a plus on it because Pac had them. It's a lot of fine women out here. You know what I'm saying? But I want the one that Pac had too. All right?
These memories pull the focus away from speculation and back to loss. They remind viewers that behind every theory is a family still living with absence.
And Bad Boy was doing a video, and they was paying anyone to bring back a death row chain. So Pac looked at it like, this is deeper than Bloods and Crip. This is my enemies. You know, Puffy and them attacking us now because I'm with death row. So words on the street that if you bring back this death row chain so we can put in our video, this was the words on the street.
Right. Yeah. You know, like when I asked Bob James, he said there was. Like he said it very confidently. There was bounties on death row chains.
Yeah.
10,000, I think?
$10,000.
Right. Your mom had a death row chain.
She had a little bitty one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they were snatching those.
Right, and there was no doubt this understanding that there was a bounty. We've never been able to track that down to a source where said I was there when an agreement was made, but that was the understanding on the street and among these people was that there was a bounty for the chain. And of course we see that becomes real at the Lakewood Mall when Orlando Anderson tries to snatch Trayvon Lane's chain.
Right, so a fight happens in the mall and they try to take Trayvon Lane's chain, who's affiliated with Mob Piru and Death Row.
Right.
But I guess they don't actually take the chain.
Yeah, I think they do take it. They get it off of him, but then during the Donnybrook whatever, he gets it back. He claims he got it back, and so there's no reason to believe he didn't. We never found that chain, at Orlando Anderson's house or anything like that. But certainly. If it wasn't an attempt, then they did actually secure it and then lost it back to Trayvon Lane. And it's important to remember that this Trayvon Lane is the person directly, aside Tupac Shakur when they confront Orlando Anderson again in Las Vegas.
Right, and Trayvon Lane, Orlando Anderson is Keefe D's nephew.
In the end, the documentary offers no final verdict. It asks why this story refuses to rest. Netflix doesn't solve the mystery, it validates the questions. And 50 Cent's comments remind us that silence was never peace, only delay. If a generation still demands answers, the real issue may not be the past, but accountability today.